Welcome to another Fashions in Depth training. Today's tutorial is going to help us learn how to create a pattern for children, that is a girl child. And this tutorial is going to come in the form of series. We will first start by creating the front bodies, then the back bodies, and after learn how to stitch both the front and then the back bodies. Then we will learn how to create our skirt, and the last one joining the top bodies and then the back bodies together. As usual, my name is Emilia, your tutor on this channel. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button for any future upload. By so doing, you will also be helping the channel. Let's start creating our pattern. So, because we'll be focusing with our top bodies, we'll be using our bust measurement for the cutting. As you can see, I'm folding it to get the exact measurement. So our bust measurement, I'll be using 26. I divide it into 4, giving us 6.5. I add our zipper allowance and then our allowance for the dress we'll be making. Done with the cutting, so let's move on to creating the pattern. Okay, I have already done with my cutting, and for this pattern we are going to use the bust measurement. So I use the bust measurement, which is 26 divided into 4, giving us 6.5. Then you will mark plus 1 inch that allowance, zip allowance, sorry, 1 inch zip allowance. So you mark. Then I added additional allowance, so in case I make a mistake, so that it will not eat too much into the main work. So you can see I added 2.5 here. This is the main body measurement, which is 6.5. 26 divided by 4. Then a zipper allowance, which is 1 inch, and also an additional allowance. I added more because we make mistakes sometimes when cutting. Okay, so we start with the back measurement, which is the shoulder to shoulder, which is 12 inches divided into 2 is going to give us 6. Our 12 inches divided into 2 is going to give us 6. Then we add half inch for the sewing allowance. So we have 6.5, then 6. You mark. Make sure you mark it well. 6.5. Then our front neck. Let's give it 2 inches. 2 inches here. So our shoulder line is going to give us 4.5. That is our shoulder line. Then we move on to from the shoulder neck, the neck shoulder downwards. Let's decrease it to 4 inches, and we are going to create a scoop neck. It's like you scooping into something. So this is how a scoop neck looks like. Then we move on to the shoulder. We also create a 1 inch drop down. Then the armhole, moving from the shoulder down to the armhole or the armpit. Let's make it 7.5. Okay, so we have 7.5 here. Then we take this measurement, we use the real back measurement and move it down. So this is what we are going to get. After After which you join the two lines, join the mark you've created. Then you join from the neck shoulder to the armhole shoulder. So this is how it's going to be. Then we extend this line. For it to be easy for you, go this way. Then you mark. So after you join it together. Now we are going to create an armhole. If you can't do it, you can use a French curve. But if you don't have a French curve, you don't worry, just keep practicing. So let me give you a simple method. This is going to be too much. Let's make it 1 inch. Then you extend. You leave it here. Then you continue. From time to time, I'll be showing you different types of armholes, how to cut different types of armholes. But for this tutorial, this is the type of armhole we'll be using. And then we'll also be learning different types of necks. So, but for this tutorial, we'll be using the scoop neck line. So after creating this is how your pattern is going to look like. But we are not going to use the full length, which is the shoulder to the waist. So what we have here is from the shoulder to the waist measurement. But we will not be using the full shoulder to the waist measurement. We'll be using parts. And this is the outcome. We are going to create something like this. So we'll be cutting parts of this measurement off. We'll be using 7 3/4. We'll be cutting 7 3/4 off. So after measure 7 3/4, or you can make it 8. In short, make it 8. So you see, it's going to be a little bit beneath the armhole. Then you join the lines that you created. This is our pattern. We are going to cut part off. But you see that after stitching, this place is going to be a little bit small. So we'll extend it to 1 inch. 1 inch. This is our result. Now time to do the cutting. This is what we have here. Keep this one here. So this is what we have. The design. This is our pattern we've created. But we are going to create a design into what we've cut here. The pattern we've created here, we are going to create a design. This isn't how it's going to be. Okay. So this is what we will be doing. We will create a design. Then you extend it off. You extend it upwards. So our neck design you extend this design off. This is how it's going to be. This is what we are going to create. Okay, that is for the front view. Where I have colored is where we are going to place our strands. So we'll be using an African print fabric to create strands into this. So this is the front bodies of our dress. Now we move on to the back bodies. We are done with the front bodies pattern. Let's continue in our next series on how I'll be creating the back bodies with each design. Thank you very much for watching.